People often wonder, what are the actual costs to fix up a house? Well, I'm gonna go through a lot of the costs it takes to fix up the house. And please remember, these costs have definitely increased over the last 5 years. Labor and materials have increased across the country anywhere between 30 and 40% over the last 5 years. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna go over a lot of the costs that it takes to fix up the house. First one, it's a common one, is a roof. How much does it cost to replace a roof? Well, roof replacement, depending on the size of the roof, is anywhere between $10,000 and $25,000. Another common update that's needed to houses are windows. So how much does it cost to replace the windows? Again, depending on how many windows and what type of window, but the typical costs are anywhere between $8,000 and $15,000 to replace your windows. Another common fix that we do to a lot of houses is replacing the furnace. If the furnace is more than 15 years old, we replace them in all of our houses. So what does that cost? Well, that cost, depending on the size and type of furnace, can be labor and materials can be anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 just for the furnace. The next one goes right along with the furnace, is air conditioning. Air conditioning is separate from the furnace. Not all houses have air conditioning, and it's a separate cost. And to replace the air conditioning in a house, it can be anywhere between another $5,000 to $10,000, depending on how big and the type of AC condenser unit. So foundation, structural issues to a house. That's if you have a bowing wall, you have some cracks, that's foundation issues. Typically those costs can be anywhere between $8,000 to $12,000 per wall, okay, depending on how big the wall is. So that means if you have structural issues on 3 out of the 4 walls, yeah, we're talking $30,000 or more. So this is just per wall. Foundation issues per wall, those are the costs. Waterproofing. Waterproofing is separate than foundation issues. You can have structural issues, but you can also have water intrusion in a house. And to waterproof a basement or a wall, that usually costs between $8,000 to $12,000 per wall. So if you have leakage coming in on multiple walls, which is usually the case, now you're talking about doubling, at least doubling this. So that's waterproofing. Major electrical work. So this isn't putting up a light. This is replacing an electrical panel, upgrading your service, rewiring a house. So major electrical work, which is usually needed in older houses that we're retrofitting or fixing up. Major electrical work can cost anywhere between $6,000 to $14,000 depending on the severity of the work and how much wiring is needed. Major plumbing. Now this is a big range because there can be a lot of different things when you're talking about major plumbing, but usually you're digging up, you're digging down, you have to replace a main line, you're digging around the house, you have to replace the downspout drains. We're working on a house right now in a community where they require the stormwater drains to be separated from the sanitary drains, and we had to dig down and replace both the lines. So those major plumbing costs can cost anywhere between $10,000 and $30,000. Lots of expense in major plumbing. I lumped everything else into cosmetic updates because there's a lot of different things we can go into. We can go into bathrooms, kitchen, flooring, painting, trim, doors, you name it, and updating and fixing up a house outside of these major things. So I just did it based on an average price per square foot to update the inside of the house. So normally, to make all those internal updates and make it look nice, you're talking anywhere between $30 a square foot and $50 a square foot, okay? Depending, and that price is very dependent on how big the house is, of course. A lot of these prices are. So to get you a grand total, let's say for example, you have a 1,500 square foot house. A 1,500 square foot house is a pretty common size house that we run into, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot bungalow or ranch. Those are houses, typical houses we buy all the time, okay? So let's say, for example, you have a 1,500 square foot house. So I hope I did my math right, but if you're talking about a 1,500 square foot house that has all these major issues and it needs a full cosmetic update inside, you're talking about a price range of anywhere between roughly $100,000 and $200,000 to get this property fixed up and resold on the market for the best price possible, right? To after repair value, we talked in another video about what other fixed up houses will sell for. So that's the range. There's a lot of costs we incur when fixing up a house, and it can be very costly. So it's not something you always want to do on your own, and that's where we come into play to make it as convenient and easy as possible. So if you don't want to put this type of money into a house to fix it up, to get top dollar for the house, you just want a quick and convenient way to sell, please give us a call and we can walk you through your options. If you're dealing with the house situation and just want to understand your options, check out the first link in the description. No pressure. And if you already know that you want to sell, the second link will show you what a cash offer could look like.